Trump now bullish on cryptocurrency, or are we all being played? So, in today's video, I'm going to break down a video from 7 years ago where Trump was asked about the de dollarization, or he was speaking about the de dollarization of the American dollar and an even playing field. And then a video yesterday where he's super bullish on crypto. So, today we're going to dive into that. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. I have two free resources for you. In the bio of my social media platform or in the description of my video, you can set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team, and we show you how we insure our wealth. Number two is you can download my absolutely free book. Put in your email, it'll be in your inbox within 24 hours. And it's exactly what I talk about on the back end of every video, exactly how my patterns are set up. All right, so let's jump right into this video. So there was a bullish, yeah, I guess it's a bullish video that was going around the internet from a Trump interview yesterday, but I like to go deeper and I like to show you guys the game so you don't get played. This was 7 years ago. President Donald Trump on currency devaluation, okay, there will be a level playing field. Okay, listen to this. Okay, check this out. I want you guys to hear this. So I brought this video up when I first started doing YouTube in 2020, but he talks about an even playing field. Now, I've been saying that for a very long time. I believe that we are moving into a transition into a new economy. The US dollar will not be the dominant currency within the next 10 years. After World War III, we're going to go into a new bag of currencies that's going to move through a blockchain, which are going to be regulated and an even playing field. Listen to this.
The United States and everybody in the region. As far as
this is 7 years ago,
the currency devaluations, I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field, because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things. And we will be on that field, and we will all be working very hard to do great for our country. But it has to be fair, and we will make it fair. I think the United States is going to be an even bigger player than it is right now by a lot when it comes to trade. A lot of that will have to do with our tax policy, which you'll...
Okay, so then he goes into tax policy. So he said we're all going to be on even. He talked about currency devaluation. Then we're all going to be on an even playing field. Now let's listen to the interview yesterday on CNBC. It says former President Trump on crypto. Not sure I want to take it away at this point. So he went from cryptocurrency to now, wow, man, people are buying my shoes with Bitcoin. Check this out.
Ask you about something very specific for regulation, and that is Bitcoin. And I have in the past, I don't know if you recall, but I said, you got to look at this closely, Mr. President. And you know, the current SEC commissioner, Gary Gensler, finally allowed for these spot ETFs. And now we see Bitcoin at almost 72,000, but it's almost as if it's in spite of some of the efforts over regulation of maybe the Biden administration. Do you have any thoughts now on crypto?
It's going to go for a little bit longer, but listen to what he says.
Well, it's taken its own life. You know, I do little things sometimes for fun and, you know, make money with it. But I have fun with it too.
You mean
NFTs.
You bought Bitcoin?
No. But I sometimes will let people pay through Bitcoin, or we'll let people get involved in a new... You know, if you think of it, it's an additional form of currency. And I used to say, you know, I want one currency. I want the dollar. I don't want people leaving the dollar. And I feel that way. But I will tell you, it has taken on a life.
Okay, so let's break that down. 7 years ago, he said we're going to be on an even playing field. Okay, now he's like, hey, it's a new form of currency. They all told us this was a pet rock used for money laundering. Now they're all saying it's a new form of currency. It's cross-border. It has no borders, guys.
I did a thing that people smile at, but it was wild. We did 1,000 sneakers, so limited edition sneaker run. The last one, and you could go through, you know, our crazy new currencies, because that's what I call them. They're crazy, whether it's Bitcoin or others. And so many people were buying these things. And ultimately, the last pair of sneakers sold for approximately, I hear, $450,000. It was a limited edition, a run. They were gold. They were, nice, cute. And we thought it was just a very small thing. It was a branding thing, and had a good time with it. The last pair sold for $450,000. People were going crazy for these sneakers. You probably were too. Everybody was. I have every friend I have has called me for a pair of sneakers. So it just took off. And I noticed that so many of them were paid for with this with the new currency. And it is that. It's a new cryptocurrency. And I couldn't believe the amount. And I'm saying, this thing has really, and other things I do, people are using it. And, I would be, I'm very much a traditionalist. I like staying with the dollar. You know that from when I was there. It's make the dollar the choice. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country.
Will be
just like losing a war, and we can't let that happen.
He knows
and
what's
too many
coming.
countries now are fighting to get off the dollar. And
he just told you guys. He said too many countries are fighting. They're all fighting to get off the dollar. This is not a secret, guys. This isn't conspiracy. These are things that former President Trump is saying. The whole BRICS countries is saying. Their first BRICS meeting, when they added the 5 new nations, was about de-dollarization. And we're just going to leave you with this quick video here from MicroStrategies and the bullishness around Bitcoin.
Time on Friday this morning, it's now above $72,000. Join us right now to talk Bitcoin is Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy Executive Chairman, and 8K out from the company this morning, revealing it just bought more than $800 million in Bitcoin. As of the end of last month, his company held about 200,000 Bitcoins. And Michael, I want to thank you for joining us. You have been early and courageous, and you continue to double down. I want to talk about where you think Bitcoin is, but also want to talk about how you think about MicroStrategy and your company as a proxy for Bitcoin now that ETFs are available to the public.
Sure. Well, I think I'd start just with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is certainly at least digital gold. It's going to eat gold. It's got all of the great attributes of gold, and it's got none of the defects of gold. If you could teleport gold from New York to Tokyo in a few minutes, people would like it. It's going to divert capital from risk assets and risk ETFs like SPY, and you can see that these ETFs are doing that. It's going to be incorporated into a lot of funds like the BlackRock Global Opportunities Fund or the Strategic Income Opportunities Fund. And so as it's an asset class, as it goes into other funds, it's going to become structural. The halving is going to cut the organic supply of natural sellers in half around April 20th. That means there's only about $32 million a day of natural sellers. And the price of Bitcoin is going to have to adjust up in order to meet that investor demand. So I think that's what's going to happen next to the asset class.
God, I mean, this is crazy, guys. This is the moment you all have waited for, the moment you guys held on like a tick on a dog. Congratulations. But here's the thing, okay? I'm going to say this on the back end of every video. I'm going to share exactly what I'm doing, okay? This is my paradigm. And this is what helped me from 2020 to 2022 start to build this wealth paradigm. From 2024 to 2026, my life is going to radically transform, and so should yours, by having a game plan, okay? What goes up must come down very, very hard. So if you're in cryptocurrency to build wealth, you have to have a game plan. So what I am doing is I'm exiting 50%, 50, of my portfolio. I'm holding 50% long-term, and I'll explain to you what I'm doing with the 50% hold. Okay, this is what I'm doing. So as it goes up, I'm laddering out on the way up. The reason why I do that, and I'll explain this because I want to respond to comments. The reason why I do this, because you've all been there. When it goes at its all-time high, the exchanges happen to have technical issues. And then by the time it comes back up, you've missed profit and you're sliding down the back end, then you're in depression and anxiety. And if it comes collapsing down in 2026, you have to hold for 4 years to go back to the next bull run. So I'm exiting on the way up, no greed at all. I set my own exit targets on what I believe it's going to go to, okay, based on wise counsel from my own team. And I use Merlin. We created this 36,000 lines of code from the ground up. Merlin is just an interface. You can see all your cryptos in one area. It's just an interface. Doesn't hold your keys or combos. Then you can set up an exit plan in there. We teach you how to do an exit plan. We have a whole YouTube video series where we show you exactly how to do it. We have live customer service where somebody will actually answer the phone to help you through it, so you can set up your exit targets. Okay. It also tells you, like, if you figure out, consult your tax professional, what area you're in, you can put in how much you would owe in taxes. Okay. Very, very important to have an exit plan. So you can get 30 days for free in Merlin down below. So within Merlin, I have my exit strategy. When I exit, for me personally, I am max funding my index universal life policies. Is exactly what I'm doing. When I max fund those, I can access the cash value tax-free. I borrow tax-free to buy more assets to generate more cash flow. The cash flow that's generated, I put it onto the riskier side. So there's a risk pyramid. Okay. So the risk pyramid that goes up, you have riskier assets, stocks, cryptocurrency. There's higher risk, higher return. Then what you want to do is take your profits from there down the risk pyramid to the bottom. Okay. That could be, well, it depends on I don't know if businesses will be at the bottom. It depends on your ability to run the business. So our businesses have done very well. We beat inflation. So I invest in businesses. Insurance is at the bottom of that risk pyramid. Okay. They say government bonds and things like that, but I don't know about that. But so I put mine in insurance. I invest more into my companies, things that I can control that are tangible. And the next step for me is getting into real estate. Okay. And then over all of that, I have set up what's called a Rockefeller Trust over at Waterfall System. So my family will be taken care of from generation to generation, attaching insurance policies to the access. So if my kids access the money within the dynasty part of my policy, they have to attach a insurance policy to it if they take a loan. So when they pass away, it replenishes itself over and over again. Okay. So those are things that we help people out with as licensed insurance agents, explaining those processes, things like that. And that's what the free consultation is all about. Explain how I insure my wealth, there's tons of different, not just IUL. I use Index Universal Life personally, but there's many different options for you to insure your wealth. But also I always say it's not, what do you need insurance? Is what type of insurance do you need? You need to insure your family, guys. I have term to insure my family. If something happens, all the bills are taken care of. I don't want my IUL policies fulfilling that. I want that fulfilling my living benefits. Okay. So this is how I have things set up for myself. It's worked very well for myself. I just can't see that crypto is going to go up and stay up. It just doesn't work that way, guys. Everything's a cycle. Now, if you're wanting to hold long-term forever, then hold long-term forever and watch it go up and watch it come collapsing down. But that's not how you become wealthy. There's no wealthy person on this planet that just watches their money go up and go down. They pull profits. Wall Street wins 100% of the time. When they pull profits, they put it into assets to generate more cash. They use the cash to buy more assets, and then they borrow against their assets tax-free to buy more assets. Okay, we have to change our frame of thinking. You should never buy a car or any type of liability unless it's paid for by an asset. Okay, we have to really rewire our brain and that financial literacy, especially in America. We're not taught this stuff, family. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.